and don't worry, my war series is almost over and we'll go back to more interesting vids with replays and P.E.K.K.A.s and stupid P.E.K.K.A.s actually, and drags and all that other cool stuff. But for now, I want to show you guys one more thing for war, and this is a really helpful site. So notice I'm not in Clash of Clans for once, and you're like, what are you doing? And this time I want to show you a cool thing. So if you guys go ahead into Chrome, there's my Android forums, and search this site, clashcaller.com, whoops, I can't type, guys, sorry. clashcaller.com. Alright, so take a look at this. clashcaller.com, assistant for planning wars, and you can start a war, and not a legit war, but you can join a war and you can search for certain wars that are going on. And the leader is the person who should start the war, and this is kind of how it works. So you go and you start the war, and your clan name, so say I.O.N.C.L.A.S.H is about to have a war, I.O.N.C.L.A.S.H, and the enemy clan, we're going to call them losers, okay? And it's going to be a 10v10 war. So you pick that, and you're like, what are you doing right now? Don't worry, I'll get into it. So there's more options, but I'm not, you guys can go into that on your own. And there you go. Look at this. Oh, more ads. Okay, so there you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces. And if you guys take a look, the link for these 10 spaces is F7CJD right up there, okay? You're gonna send mail in your clan, and you're gonna let your clan know that you started a Clash Caller, and they're gonna go on the site, and instead of starting a war, they're gonna join one, and they're gonna type in that special code. They're gonna type in F7CJD, and after they do that, basically, you can go ahead and add your name next to a certain person. So say I'm gonna attack the #1 guy, then I would type in I.O.N. and I would click submit. There you go. So of course, I.O.N. has called #1. So this is the ultimate way to call people. This isn't the way we war, but at one point we warred like this. It didn't really work out for us due to the amount of people coming and leaving, but for many clans, this is genius, to tell the truth. Alright, so say I'm going to attack 4 as well. I'd go ahead and add my name next to number 4. The leader can, of course, sort of override the things, the guy who actually made it. You can view the stats. There you go, your clan unique ID. You can add a message here, and it's a really simple site to figure out, and it just lets you call bases. And the awesome thing about this is you can talk about strategy here as well. So say the leader wants to know how you're going to take their #1, like he's going to be like, I.O.N., what are you doing? How are you going to take their #1? And you're going to be like, nah, I just got level 5 golems. You can actually chat that right here, and you could be like, I'm going to be go wiping the living heck out of this guy until he go wee-wees his pants. I don't know. Type whatever you want. It's a really awesome site, and I wanted to show it off to you guys. If it's going to help you, then like the video, I guess. Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about, and this thing does have to do with Clash. So, over the last few months, I've obviously been clashing for as long as there's been clan wars, and instead of being the average clan, back when I.O.N.C.L.A.S.H was around, I do a bunch of tests with wars. I really didn't care about wars, and what was the point? I'd just make a new clan if we failed anyway. There was no such thing as war XP or anything along those lines. And I would do all these tests like, oh, what's the best way to do war? Should we have 20 people? Should we have 25 people? What if we donate dragons? What if we donate witches? And that's what I want to talk about. 2 things. What's the ultimate donation strategy? I talked about this in another video. And finally, the second one, when can you get the best and most fair matchups possible? Alright, I'm not going to go too in-depth into why the things work, simply the fact that they worked for us so far, and after all my tests, I kind of like wrote down, oh, this worked, and this didn't, and this did, and this didn't, and that's just me, sorry. Okay, so, what works is to have one super low level. This way you're matched up with someone who also has a super low level, and to tell the truth, you'll actually find a matchup faster. You'd think you'd find it slower, but you'll find it faster. Take a look at this. Wi-Fi Smasher right here is in our last war, and take a look at this. He's only a Town Hall 5. That's just wow. But look what it did for us in the long run. When we did our matchup, take a look at this. This is awesome. Look at the last 2 guys. He is a Town Hall 4, and he is a Town Hall 5. The last 2 guys were just 6 stars without us even trying. We literally just we could have released 1 balloon and wiped them out. So that was pretty awesome. So that works out. Number 2, start your war at 7 p.m. EST, Eastern Time Zone. So that's when I start them. You can convert it to your own time however you want. Maybe you're in China, maybe you're in Malaysia, I don't know. Convert it to whenever, but it's basically sort of the middle ground where you won't get hooked up with an Asian clan, and trust me, they will wreck you every single time. I.O.N.C.L.A.S.H 2.0 had a little problem with that because we would start our wars at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That did not work. But if you start at 7, it's going to be sort of the balanced time between where barely anyone is starting war, and yet some of the easier clans are starting war at that time, because that's also when Clash of Clans sort of gets a lot of traffic from the lower levels, and you guys can sort of see how that plays out. So that's why we've been getting pretty decent matchups. I mean, you're not going to get like a bunch of Town Hall 5s or anything. It'll match up the way it's supposed to, but at the same time, it'll be a lot more fair. We used to have only 10 people. Clash of Clans can only make it so fair, and if there's 50 people who are just crazy apart, then obviously you're going to get some crazy matchups. So if there's one guy who's a Town Hall 5, another who's a Town Hall 6, there's another guy who's a Town Hall 10, and one guy's rushed, another one's not, you know that matchups are going to be, I don't even know. So of course, you don't want to have 50 people, 40 people, even 30 people can be a little overkill sometimes. So I say 10 people, have 15 people, have 20 people, depending on how many people you want to war. And it also makes it a lot easier on the leader. So it'll hopefully add to your fair matchup thing. Number 4 is the final thing, and it's to have no Town Hall 10s. A lot of my subscribers will never agree with that because obviously they might either be all maxed out Town Hall 10s, they might have that one rush Town Hall 10 who's in like Champion, something along those lines, and they'll be like, no, we need our Town Hall 10 in war. But if you want a fair matchup, since Town Hall 10 bases are not easy to 100%, basically having no Town Hall 10 kind of ensures that you won't get an unfair matchup with like 3 or 4 Town Hall 10s. You never know what you end up with. So that's just my opinion. Number 4 you can ignore or you can choose to accept. So that's about it for this video. This is probably one of the most helpful videos I've ever made. I really hope it will help someone. ClashCaller.com is a pretty awesome site, and these 4 tips took months and months and months of research, so hopefully that'll help someone out as well. Yeah, spread the word, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video and get it to 100 likes. This is going to be me logging off.